Hey everybody, it's Jiren from Britical Saiyans here, and today I'm going to be going through I want to say Jiren deck profile. I feel like I've said that a lot, but it's the successor build.
The newer Jiren.
Yeah.
The newest Jiren. Set 9 Jiren.
Yeah. Jiren number 3. Or Captain Muscles. So, his auto, for anyone that doesn't know this leader card, is you choose one card in life at your hand. When you attack, you apply one of the following effects. So, on attack, you take a life and then you choose out the following. So you can either draw one card and it gains 5k for the turn, or you can choose which one Universe 11 card in your hand, with an energy cost of 2 or less, and play it. Which is very useful because a lot of the cards that bring out all your successor bits are 2 cost. And if you've got the Dash Pack Topo, then it's just an easy way to play that guy because he doubles in cost once he hits the board. So, and its Awaken is a 1/1 when you hit 4 life. So, untap 1, draw 1. And we're going to this side. So, full power Jiren. The auto is when it attacks, you draw a card and then it gains 5k. So, pretty useful, just immediately apply some pressure onto leaders. And his active battle is what really makes this card good and just kind of makes it a good Universe 11 leader card in general. Is that, so active battle, you choose one card in life at your hand until the start of your next main phase. As long as you have a Universe 11 card in play, you don't take damage from your opponent's attacks. So, as long as you have something Universe 11 on the board, even if it pops in out of play, you don't take like battle damage. You can still take effect damage, so if your opponent does like catastrophic blow or an effect that's like, oh, I killed this, so you take a damage, that still applies. But anything hitting your leader doesn't do anything no matter what. So double, triple, crit, doesn't matter. All you have to do is pay 1 life, which you add to your hand, so even better. You're just like, well, I'm fine. So, we'll start with the extra cards. So to start with, we got 1 copy of Flying Nimbus. I'm going to bring that in a tiny bit. So we got 1 copy of Flying Nimbus. So negate the attack, and then you can choose the other card from your hand, place it in the drop. If you do, your opponent can only attack with 1 more time with battle cards for the turn. So I only run the 1 off because, well, this deck doesn't need a lot of negates with Jiren's ability being in play, but it does give you a negate option, and Flying Nimbus is just a good one for yellow decks in general. So it's like running a 1 off Nimbus doesn't hurt. It means I can stop multiple attacks without having to use my leader's ability. So why not? Our next one is a single copy of Full Power Energy. So again, it's a green negate. So counter attack, negate the attack, then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, an edge cost of 1 or less, and KO it. So just a way to get rid of something small, and it's a negate that works on your green energy this time. So if you tapped out all your yellow and your green yellow, and you've just got a mono green, or you have a green yellow, you can just be like, well, I can still negate, so pretty golden. Next we have 3 copies of Mind Expansion. So this little nifty card is great for Universe 11 because it's active battle. If your lead card is Universe 11, you choose 1 lead card and it gains 10k and crit for the duration of the battle. So on Jiren, it can be like a 30k crit or 25k crit. And it's just pressure, hence I run the 3 just so like I can use one as fodder for charging and then just combo it or discard if I have to. But like if you're building Universe 11, no matter the leader, I'd recommend running this, especially if you're using the Ultimate Box one, because you could potentially just make it quad crit, which is pretty nasty. And finally in the extra cards we have 2 copies of Justice Blast. So this is our new beloved rare that each colour got. So it's got opponent of, you can use the active battle from your hand without paying the cost. Its active main is if your leader is yellow, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode, ignoring barrier, negate its skills for the turn, and then KO it. So it's a nice easy way to get rid of something on the board that's in rest. And then its active battle is you can choose up to one of your leader or battle cards and it gains 5k power for the battle. So you can chuck it as a 5k combo for something. Or you can pop a card in rest mode. Either way works because you're playing yellow. So moving on to the battle cards now. And starting with the 1-drops. We've got 2 copies of Coquette, Technique Unleashed. So this is a 1-drop 5k. And she's got the active main of if your lead card is Universe 11 and you have a Universe 11 card in play, and you choose one card in your hand and place it in the drop area, you can play this card from your drop area and you can't play another one for the duration of turn. So if you have a Universe 11 leader and a Universe 11 card in play, you can dump a card to play her out from the drop. So it just gets you a 1-drop on the board which you can use to combo or make successor plays. So hence I run the 2 just because if I need it, I have it. So if I'm like, well, I've got no energy and I need 1 cost to do successor, I may as well dump the card in my hand to play this for free. Next, we've got 2 copies of Crunchy Threaded Energy. So again, it's 1-drop 5k. And he has the opponent of all Universe 11 cards with energy cost of 2 or less in your battle area, gain barrier. So it's just a nice way to protect your little ones before you send them off to your successors. So hence the 2 of it. It's just a case of like, if you can play it out, great. If not, oh well. Just helpful. So next we've got 2 copies of Master Roshi Forged of Will. So again, 1-drop 5k, and this has counter attack of negate the attack and then play this card. So you can pay the 1, negate an attack, and get yourself a 1-drop on the board. I've run the 2 of this just as another thing to throw into a successor, because during your opponent's turn you can be like, well, negate the attack, comes back to your turn, and you've got 1 plus whatever else on your board to make your next play. So hence I run 2 of that over my other negates as well, because it's a body on the board which is important for successor. But it's not necessary in the deck, it's just my little tech in. So next is 2 copies of Topo Gaze of Justice, hitting them with a dab. I always do it, Matt always cringes. Love you, buddy. Damn. So
Just nice.
he has the alter of if your leader is a Universe 11 card, when you play this card or is placed in your drop area, placed in your drop area from battle area by a skill, your opponent chooses a card in their hand and places it in the drop, and then you can't play, well, you can't activate another one for the duration of turn. So you can play them out, make them dump a card, and then when you use it for successor or use it for, like, say, Raffle Charge, you send it to make them discard a card, they do it again. Which I did think about when making the deck, but I was like, I kind of want to keep board, and it's literally this I'd want to send off for it, so I was a bit hesitant. Finally, in the 1-drops, we have 3 copies of Tron, Dynamite Blaster. So this is just a 1-drop 5k with blocker, but I run the 3 of it because there are a couple cards in here that can play like 2 drops or less with their skills negated, and this guy's just a perfect target for all those guys because it's like, well, I'll play this out on my turn, blocker is negated during my turn. Oh no. And then you go around to your opponent's turn, it's like, well, my blocker's active now, so I'm fine. So it is just like the best card to target with those effects because it doesn't matter. So moving on to 2-drops, there's quite a few of them. we've got 4 copies of Analyzer, the Soaring Colossus. So 2-drop 15. He has Energy Exhaust, and the permanent of if you have another green yellow mouse card in your energy, you ignore its energy exhaust. So henceforth it's just kind of charge fodder. But he does have a good skill. So active battle once per turn, you can discard a green yellow multicolored card from your hand to then choose one card in your opponent's combo area and place it in the drop. So again, with the start of Analyzer, you can combo kill. And like I said, there's the 4 of it in there because ideally it's just what you're charging. So, funny I saw it.
Sorry, I didn't see mine either.
Shut up, your entire deck is 1. Still use 7. So next I've got 2 copies of Binary Blade Casserole. Yeah, Casserole.
Casserole.
Yeah, Casserole. Casserole. There, but I'm just going to move on from the name. So,
Castle.
that's the wrong one. So 2-drop 9k. And its auto is, if you lead card's Universe 11, when you play this card or is placed in your drop from battle area by a skill, you choose up to 1 Universe 11 card with an edge cost of 1 from your deck, play with its skills negate for the turn, then shuffle the deck. So when you play him or when you send him for successor, you can get yourself a 1-drop. And like I said, hence the 3 of this guy, because you could just use him to dig through the deck to play a blocker that just works when it comes back to your opponent's turn. Next is our super combos. So I have a one-off Dr. Jiren, Progenitor of Terror, and 3 copies of Key Bomb Support Coquette. So Coquette is super combo. If your leader is Universe 11, you have 5 or less life. You draw a card and it gains 10k combo power. So it's just draw power, hence the fact I like it. And Dr. Jiren does have energy exhaust because it's mod card. And its auto is if your leader is green or yellow, when you combo with this card from your hand, you choose up to 1 green or yellow battle card with an energy cost 4 or less in your deck, place it in your drop, then shuffle your deck. So I have the one off of Jiren just to put things like Coquette from the deck into the drop just to set it up. And it can fit in the deck, which is helpful because when you start drawing you can hit more things that you want. And there is like 1 arrival card here, so it triggers that as well. But I did like the 3 of this just makes it better than try to do 2-2 because more consistent draw power. So, and the last of 2 drops is 4 copies of Topo Bestower of Justice. So it's 2 costs for 16k. He has Barrier, Energy Exhaust, and its permanent is you increase this energy cost by 2. So in your hand it's a 2 cost, on the board it's a 4 cost. Hence the fact it's so good and you run it at 4 because it's your main thing to go into your successors because you can just immediately swap it for 4 cost. You can send it and then another card to make 6 cost or to go into your 10 cost or 12 cost or whatever. It just makes things easier. So you want to see it and play it as quick as you can. So for the 3 costs, we've got 2 copies of Jiren, Righteous Leader. So it's a 3-drop 20k. He has Deflect. And he has the auto of, if your leader is Universe 11, when you play this card from your hand, you choose up to 2 Universe 11 cards from your hand and or drop with different names and energy costs of 2 or less and playing with their skills negated for the turn. So you have plenty of targets, which means that you can easily find something, play it out, You can go from hand or drop, which is also very useful. Because it just means like if you sent something for successor or you've had to combo a card, you can easily get a card back. And as you can see now, that is everything you can target in this build. So 6 different cards you could pick with their respective numbers in the deck. So Jiren easily has a target. Hence the fact it's only at 2 as well, because once you play one, that's it really. You play a second if you need to, but most of the time you don't. So, and the other 3 cost card is 3 copies of Swift Warrior Dispo. So 3.15k, and he has the auto of, at the end of the battle after you combo with this card from your hand, if you lead the card's Universe 11, you play this card in rest mode. So I run this just because of Successor. It's an easy way to go into stuff, and because you can just pay 1 to bring it out, it's worth it. So like there is the Android 15, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's 15 or 14.
15.
15. Okay. There is that, but
Helps you take life.
yeah, not really necessary in this deck because Jiren takes own life, and like its number doesn't suit the deck as much. I don't think.
It's 3.
Oh, it is 3. This just can't play as well. So.
Also, it's not called Dispo.
Oh yeah, it's not Beerus. It's not Beerus. I forgot. Been a long time since I called him not Beerus. Coincidentally, for the 4 drops, we have 4 copies of Not Beerus Unprecedented Speed. This guy is Dispo, but we call him Not Beerus. Or at least Matt does. I try to remember. I do. I also do. So he's a 4-drop 15k. He has Barrier, Energy Exhaust, Successor by paying 1 yellow. So Successor being if you have mono green, mono yellow, or green yellow multi-card battle cards that add up to this age cost, you can Synchro Summon Dispo. We also call it Synchro Summon because it basically is. If you've played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you know card games in general, you probably know what Synchro Summon is. And he has the auto of, if your leader is Universe 11 card, when you play this card or is placed into the drop area from your battle area by a skill, you draw a card. So, on place, draw, successor away, draw again. You could, if you really wanted to, just be like, play a Dispo, draw, attack, send. Play a Dispo, draw, attack, send. Play a Dispo, draw, attack, send. Play a Dispo, draw, attack.
Is it not once per turn?
No.
Oh.
You can just, after your first Dispo, if you play another one, you draw 2 cards. So you can play 1, draw 1. Play 1, draw 2. Play 1, draw 2. Play 1, draw 2. Is that ridiculous? Like, you have to have 4 yellow energy. And nothing better to do than play 4 Dispo. But it is something you can do.
4 attacks off 1 card.
Yeah.
Sort of 1 card.
And you don't really minus your hand. You are just drawing 1 card because you're playing 1 out. So it's a stupid thing I realised when I was playing Ash's build, but I was just like, I don't think I'm going to do that, but at the same time I want to do that. I think I did it to him just to annoy him. And next in the 4 drops I have a single copy of Rubion Massive Love. No joke, that's the name. Yeah, Massive Love.
I'm out.
Bye. So it's a 4-drop 20k. It has Arrival for green yellow by paying a green. Obviously it has Energy Exhaust. And then it has the auto of, when you play this card, or is placed in your drop area from battle by a skill, you choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards with an energy cost of 4 or less and KO it. So it's just really useful because you can bring it out with a rival. Hence, like 1 Jiro, it's like the perfect target. You play a Jiro, do the thing, pay 1, get Rubion, KO something. And then because it says removed by skill, it means you can go like attack with Rubion, send it off a successor, play Dispo for example. Rubion triggers killing something, Dispo triggers drawing some new card. So, but I only run the one off because it's like you play it if you can, and if you see it, it's not really needed in the deck. Again, it's just a personal tech. So, just something I've put in. So for the 6 costs, there's only 1 card reduced, and it is 4 copies of Topo Mortality Surpassed. So it's a 6 drop 25k parry. He has Barrier, Energy Exhaust, Successor by paying a green and a yellow. And its auto is when you play this card, or is placed in your drop from your battle area by a skill, you choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, ignoring Barrier, negate its skills, then KO it. Just in case they have a trigger of when this card is KO'd or removed from battle area, it doesn't trigger. And then you just have yourself a nice 25k beat stick and a 6 cost to act as a tuner synchro for something else. I mean, if we're going synchros, I may as well just say tuner synchros.
Well, yeah, they were a thing.
Yeah. I forgot the Livestream Dragons one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, the fall of this guy just because you want to get into him, and he helps you easily play out our next card. So we have 3 copies of the 10 drop Jiren Strength and Silence. So it's 10 drop 40k. He's Jiren, so he has Quad Strike. He has Energy Exhaust and Successor by paying 2 green, 2 yellow and 1 other cost. So basically 5 energy. And then its auto is you choose 3 Universe 11 cards from your hand and or barrier and place them in the drop. When you play this card, it isn't affected by your opponent's skills until the start of your next main phase. So you can get rid of 3 Universe 11 cards to give him like barrier, basically.
Well, it also he stops negates.
Oh yeah,
He's
true.
not affected by them.
Yeah, it stops negates, so it is pretty dirty.
Pretty sure that's how it works anyway.
I can't remember off the top of my head. Most of the time when they play them out, people don't have a negate, or they're just like, yeah, no, I can't stop it. And it's like, oh, okay. Or they tried combo out, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to keep comboing. So, this is your MVP of the deck, really. It's your like big gun, that's what you want to go into. And it's why you have things like Topo and Dispo. Pulling Ruby on there slightly. Just because you've got the 4 and 6 there, their effects can trigger, and then you can trigger Jiren's effect when you play him out. So that's why these have barriers as well, to try and like stay alive until you can play Jiren, who's like, right, you lot go away, I want barrier. So, but I do only run the 3 of this because I have 1 other card, which is Cell Xeno Unspeakable Abomination.
If you didn't have it, it'd be 4 copies of Jiren.
Yeah, if I didn't have this in the deck, it would be for Jiren. But because I have this, and I don't really see the need to put 4 Jiren in the deck regardless, I run 3.
It literally would be 4 if the secret wasn't there, though, basically.
Yeah, if I didn't have the secret, it would be 4.
Yeah.
Because I need to kill my opponent. I need to kill my opponent whilst keeping myself alive. So, Cell is a 12 cost with 40k power. He has Quad Strike, he's an ultimate because it's secret. He has Deflect, he has Energy Exhaust, he has Successor. This Successor doesn't have a cost, whereas the others do. But the basic ruling of the word Successor does mean you need green and yellows to go into him. So.
And 12.
Yeah, and their cost has to add up to 12 to slap this guy on the board. And then his auto is if you have 5 or more energy, when you play this card, you choose up to 3 cards in your opponent's hand, place them in the drop area, and then it gains dual attack for the turn. So your opponent loses 3 random cards from their hand, and you're just like 40 quad, 40 quad. Which hopefully you've just taken the cards you need to win out of their hand from the on place. If not, this is bound to kill them. So, but like we were saying, if you don't have this, 4 Jiren will suffice. It will do just fine. But anyway guys and girls, that is my successor Jiren deck profile, or whatever we end up calling this. So
Synchro Jiren.
Synchro Jiren. Jiren is the 6th signer. So thank you all for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Would love to hear them and your takes on this deck. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.